we will never have a black rap queen because we hate black women. So when we have people like Lil Kim busting doors open, rhyming just as good as Biggie, even in the same style with the same bravado and the same confidence, we'll always say that she's less than male rappers. We always say that people like her are not as proficient, are not selling enough, and we're making arguments why we should not give them any respect artistically or why we shouldn't respect them as a person and just objectify them because they're nothing more than sexual objects with a mouth that they use for rapping or singing if it's not for pleasing men sexually. And that's the problem. Now we have Nicki Minaj because Nicki Minaj proved that people have range, people can be singing and rapping, people can be having visions and aren't just somebody else's mannequins, and that people can be multifaceted, and especially that women can have longevity in rap or in hip hop or in music. I'm talking about black women because we hate black women so much that we will not even allow her album to breathe. We will never give her a season. We will say that Queen was trash because it was so personal and there's too much emotion, and black women shouldn't feel or express their feelings. They should just be strong and resilient and independent and not need any men. And now she's married and we are hating on her man. Now she has dropped a phenomenal album, which kind of feels like her Magnus opus or like her last album. And it would be okay because it was so good. But we hate it. We hate it so much. And we hate that it is loved. That there's a fan base that she is making a name for herself through her music and not with scandals. So conveniently, there's some people that are known for scandals and that try to drag her name through the mud again. Why does it keep happening? Why do we have Taylor Swift but not a black equivalent? And when you think about Beyonce, why is Beyonce popular but not respected in the same way that other artists are respected? I mean respected culturally, artistically. Beyonce is not the icon as a singer. She is making herself a symbol in order to be or to stay relevant. So we don't care about how any individual song of her sounds. We care about what kind of black imagery she's portraying. That's why we only like rappers that are ratchet and ghetto and hood and bougie. And we only like rappers, male or female, that are rich and that are materialistic and hedonistic and that talk about sex and live sex and have baby mamas and baby daddies. Because that's what we associate blackness with. And we like people that give us that. Anything alternative, anything even mainstream that strays from that, we don't like it enough to support it, to put money behind it, to spread the word, to make them a cultural icon. I'm talking about people like J. Cole and Kendrick, so I'm really talking about mainstream. I'm not talking about some indie stuff that you have to look up and that you can't find on every platform. Because we love Kendrick and J. Cole. They've proven that they can make hits, they can make bangers, they can also talk about sex and guns if they want to, but they do it intelligently. But we don't respect them like a Drake. There's no Kendrick effect, like there's a Drake effect that a song goes number one. J. Cole, Jermaine Cole got his first number one single because he featured with Drake. That guy can make platinum albums without features, but he cannot get a number one single. So you only care about negativity. You like Drake because he's light skinned. Let's just say it. He's light skinned. He can cosplay. He can have different personas. He can have different accents. It's not about any particular single song that moves you. We see our narcissism through his narcissism. We see our toxicity reflected in his. That's why we're drawn to him. That's why the songs speak to us. But that guy's 30, going 40 years old. I don't know his exact age. But teenagers are relating to him like it's their best friend speaking to them. What is wrong with these people? Talking artists and listeners that are not discerning what is good music and bad music, what is healing and harmful. There's a distinction, and you really have to know what you're there for, what you're listening to, and what you're supporting. Now, I'm talking as a Nicki Minaj fan. I'm not out here. I'm also talking as a BTS fan because I know that both fandoms know that their artist is being dragged, is being criticized, never getting the respect they get despite all the accolades. So you can be overrated and underrated at the same time, but they are greats that will never be recognized until they're dead, and even after that, people won't understand how many historic things they've done, not just in terms of metrics and music, but perception and making music accessible and relatable about topics that nobody is there speak about who wants to make music commercially. So that's why I'm grateful to both of them, Nicki Minaj and the group BTS, all 7 members, and the visionary Bang, who started his label and the group. I want to say that because we hate black people so much, we only want bad representation of black people to prosper. And we don't want them to better themselves. And we say they fell off, they changed, they sold out, or they forgot where they came from. Black elitism is the only exception. That's why we still love Jay-Z. I don't love him, but black people in the Afro diaspora. Because we want to be rich, we want to be like the white man, the way he wants to be like the white man. That's what I mean. We see their flaws reflected in us. Things that I see as flaws, the things that you aspire to. That's why we don't have any problem with it. But call them out. Say, oh, you don't do enough for the community. Oh, I don't know. You don't speak up on important issues. Oh, why are you supporting Israel? Or why are you not, why are you not being for African liberation and stuff like this? They won't say anything. They won't say anything. And it's okay because you don't want to say anything about it. You just want to make your money and live a healthy life, a comfy life. That's it. And that is why you want to do everything in order to have a comfortable living at the expense of others. Just like the white people have been in a comfortable life at your expense. And at the expense of your culture, at the expense of your heritage, at the expense of all these inequalities that are perpetuated and upheld. So you want to join the club of evil. Also spiritually, they're evil people. They're wrong to us. They're slaves. They're torturers. They're deviants, sexual deviants for ritual reasons. So it's not just like a kink or fetish. It goes beyond that. But you support that. You support people to do that, people who befriend those people who engage in activities like that. Because you're like, yeah, goes. I want to be like that. I want to be there too. Canceling is not the power of the people. Canceling is the collective of the oppressed people, of the lower class people, acting in the same gatekeeper and boycott way like the power structures above them that could cancel us at any moment from our workplace or from our apartment. We call that gentrification, we call that mass layoffs. So we just want to feel the power to hurt other people, to control them, to affect their life negatively, and thereby feel important. That's the problem in and of itself. Because we should be having so much leverage above people that we are dangling threats over their heads, being like, say what we want you to say, or else you will face these negative consequences because you have different morals or ideas, or you are not thinking exactly like I do, so I will make you suffer until you obey. Accountability, but there's no room for redemption, for forgiveness, for explanation. A safe space for your shame, if you feel also that you've done something wrong, and you can agree on that with the ones saying that. But there's no room for that. It's just, you're an awful person, you deserve to suffer and die or be isolated, cast out and forgotten. People are being TikTok intellectuals, but they have not understood Foucault, that those that are deemed crazy in our society are cast off into prisons and into mental asylums, and they're pushed out of the bounds of society, and they're left to rot and to die, and they're isolated. The same way like Pasternak wanted to handle Kanye West, it's the same thing happening over and over again all the time. And I'm not using celebrity to make our life more glamorous or making them more relatable to us, because they have different societal lives and roles and privileges and opportunities that we won't have. We are not getting our clothes by designers because they want to use us as human advertisement, so we won't have to pay for expensive clothes, which are actually commodities and we could afford, but we won't, because our name is so high status that we just get stuff sent for free and we can post it on social media and wear it and give it to our kids and our friends. That's what I mean. They have different lives with different standards and different expectations. But I'm saying that don't act all smart on TikTok and Instagram when in real life you're just as dumb and just as gullible and just as easy to influence as other people. It's embarrassing. Read, like actually read a book and engage in deep dialogue with people. Not like, have you seen this? Have you heard that? Oh my God, he's so evil. He's so, I don't know, cunning. I always thought that about that person. Oh, finally they believe me. Da, da, da. And it deep discussions and topics are reduced to gossip and to drama seeking and attention seeking and sensationalism. And nothing changes because we focus on single individuals or not systems. Oh yeah, oh, Harvey Weinstein, okay, but Harvey Weinstein was not a single individual acting out of a lower impulses. Like their whole structures, the way they cast people, the way they promote people, the way. And I'm not here to tell you all watch Cat Williams if you don't believe me, but I'm here to tell you that why do you only care selectively, and why do you only care so much about seeing people of color down and white people up? Because here's some tea. Taylor Swift ain't even that good, y'all. Well, I don't want to talk about this. I'm focusing Afrocentrically on black people, and y'all have been doing us wrong. Even when you give us money, you've been doing us wrong. Golden handcuffs, you know what it is. Liberate yourself mentally.